Hello, Matt Davis here with more homework quiz help. This one is from section 6.3. Consider the normal distribution with a mean of 185.43 and a standard deviation of 27.832. Determine the area to the left of 214 and round the answer to 4 decimal places. So first of all, in the interest of giving help but not answers, we'll get rid of that 214 and change it to a 219. So just do a small variation on what they asked us. I like to start these things off with a sketch, so draw in an axis, draw in a roughly bell-shaped curve. Don't worry about it being too perfect. Drop down below the peak, put a tick mark, that's where your mean would go, so 185.43. And then you want to place the number that they're asking you about, this 219 on the picture. That's bigger than 185, so we'll put it to the right. Did we put it in precisely the right spot? Probably not. But we shouldn't worry about that too much right now. That'll kind of sort itself out when we get a z-score, and placing it perfectly on our graph is not vital because the graph is just to help us kind of think through the process. It's not our answer. So let's see. They want the area to the left of 219. So if we shade that in, that's this area right here. So the first thing visually is that's a lot of area, right? It's certainly more than half, maybe like 90% or something in that neighborhood. Good to have an estimate in case we do a calculator error. It gives us a better chance of detecting it. If you want to go from an x value, which is what we started with here, because we didn't have the standard normal curve, we didn't have a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. To go from x to z, you need to compute the z-score for your boundary. So our boundary is this 219 right here. So we're going to do 219 minus the mean of 185.43. and divided by the standard deviation of 27.832. And then we'll put that into our calculator and see what we get for the z-score. Remember when you're doing z-scores that you need parentheses around the top. So open parentheses 219 minus 185.43. End those parentheses to complete the numerator, and then divide by our standard deviation, 27.832. We get 1.206 followed by a 1, but that 1 is less than 5, so we'll stick with the 6. So 1.206 for our z-score. And worth mentioning there that we have to be particular on the z-score and follow that rule of 1, 2, 3 decimal places exactly on z-scores. If you round your z-score to more or less decimal places than I did right here, then your area might not match up, and that could throw you off. So be very careful with that. And then to find an area, when you know boundaries, you want to use the normal CDF function. So we're going to do that. So come down here to this empty space, normal CDF. And our left boundary is over here. Really, we're going forever to the left. So our left boundary is negative infinity. And then our right boundary was the 219, but we're doing z-scores, so we're going to use the 1.206. And then we'll go back to the calculator. So distribution is above the variables key in orange, so we hit second. Distribution, we want normal CDF. Our left boundary is negative infinity. I've got an infinity type number stored in I, so I hit the green alpha key and then the I key. And then my z-score of 1.206 on the right. Expecting an answer somewhere like 90% or so, 88.61% or 0.8861. Yes, it's a 0, but followed by a 9, so I'm rounding that 0 up to a 1. All right, so heading back here from the normal CDF, we got 0.8861. That kind of matched what we thought it would be based on the picture. So we should feel pretty good about that. That's our answer. That's what we would enter into active learning. All right, so there's the full process. So where could it go wrong? Some things that you should watch out for. 3 decimal places exactly on your z-scores, more or less, could throw it off. Parentheses around your numerator when you're on the calculator, forgetting those will throw your z-score way off. Having a picture overall so that you have a rough idea of what answer you're looking for. So I thought it was going to be around 90%, so when I got 88.61%, I felt pretty good about that. Be careful with your order, so make sure that you're doing left, right in terms of the picture. And when you're going forever to the left, that means negative infinity. Make sure you have that negative infinity stored into the I key. If you haven't done that, pressing I is not going to work. So if you have not stored I into your infinity key, go to the graphing calculator videos for chapter 6, and there's a video on how to do that. All right, I hope this helped you with this question. Good luck as you return to the quiz.